Hello, welcome to week 2 of Voice of the People streaming. I am Björn, community manager for Wiki 3, and I am joined by Mikael, game director of Wiki 3. Yep. Hello, Mikael. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Always
Nice
good
to be here.
Good to be in the studio. Yes, we're gonna pick up where we ended it last week.
Well,
Kind of. We have actually, Mikael has been playing a bit on the save we had, so we would caught up and get to some of the more late game content that we're adding with the 1.3 and the Voice of the People. And Voice of the People obviously is the first Immersion Pack that we're releasing for Wiki 3. It's releasing on May 22nd. Already up for pre-order if you are interested in that. Mikael, what are we gonna look at today?
Today we're gonna, I don't know, I guess we'll see what we're gonna take a look at today. But I think I'm gonna give you a little bit of an update from last time. Some of you, if you were very observant, would have noticed that my divided monarchist journal entry had actually stalled out because the infiltrator that we put in, the Bonapartist infiltrator in government, resigned and was replaced. So in the meantime, I have gone ahead and manipulated this guy too, much to the chagrin of the people in opposition. But yeah, I have my military man on the inside again, and we're continuing to make progress towards putting Napoleon back on the throne.
Yeah, so obviously just to explain, in case you didn't watch last week, what happened was, because now when you start as France, you're going to get an event which have you pick between what is Orleanist, I can't even pronounce it, Orleans. Yep. If you support the current royal house, or if you want to support, what was the other one?
The Legitimists and the Bonapartists.
Yeah, so the Bonapartists, and the chat decided last week that we are supporting the Bonapartists.
Yes,
so.
yes, it was a non-choice. Of course we are. So this is happening, and in the meantime, I decided also that I was going to try to tackle the Algiers situation. So I started this war down in Constantine to try to conquer that. And again, in case you didn't watch last week, what I need to do here in the conquest of Algeria is either own or through puppets own all of Algiers in order to complete this. And while I haven't done that, I will get occasional raids in the colonies, which makes them pretty non-viable. The war, however, not entirely unexpected, but I was opposed here. I didn't just fight Constantine, but I also was opposed by the Ottomans and 2 Sicilies that decided to join in the fray. So I've been kicking their butts now down in Africa. What else do we have? Also, the natural borders of France happened, and this is basically an idea that will happen at a certain point, that France has some sort of natural geographical border, and it's France's destiny to expand towards these borders, and I had the choice of either going along with that or saying no thanks. That's not what's in the cards for France. But I said, of course, yeah, that's what we want to do. So I got some claims here on Wallonia, on Flanders, on the Rhineland, and on the North Rhine. And I need to somehow expand into that and make sure that all those states are incorporated to complete this.
So that is the historical borders of France, we say. Wallonia, Flanders, and Rhineland. That doesn't quite sound like France to me, but...
to the French, I guess. At some point. So this is what we need to basically conquer here in order to achieve this. I am also right. I saved just as I got this event because I wanted to show this as well. As you know, we have, like I mentioned, we have this Bonapartist is a leader of the armed forces, and this random event happened here as a result. Monarchists among the armed forces are refusing to swear a loyalty oath to the current government, which of course is run by an Orleanist.
Yeah, and just pointed that out last week as well. And as you can see, you have a little voice of the people icon down to the left, which shows that this is content that's coming with the voice of the people. So,
Exactly. And in this case, we have to decide, do we want to set our cost back by just a little bit and take a big hit to the political strength of the armed forces? Or do we want to say, yeah, the armed forces are correct, they're good in doing this, but that will also set back our costs a little bit further. So I think I need a strong armed forces. So I'm going to go ahead and allow for a little bit of extra time before Napoleon comes back here.
So yeah, no ruler has ever regretted making a strong military force.
I don't think so. Play for power. This is one of the events from the base game, of course. You know, we are going to the industrialists. I don't really like the industrialists anymore because they joined the Republican Union. Yeah. So these guys are a pain to me. So we're gonna go ahead and say that they lose political strength and become less happy.
Boo, shack, boo.
Yep. There we are. Everything to set back the Orleanist cause here.
Yeah, we don't like the Orleanists.
No.
Stupid Orleanists.
Yeah.
That's what I always said. I always said that. Stupid Orleanists.
Yes. We are rapidly. I actually also got a bunch of loyalists in France because I gave them a law that they were very happy for, and unfortunately now the radicals are catching up to the loyalists that I got. So I'm again trying to pass something that they. That some people at least want here, colonial exploitation, which oddly, it's the industrialists here, of course, that want this. But I'm thinking that I'm going to make some people happy from this regardless. Now, I have the support of an agitator. So this will show you a little bit how this new mechanic works. So the agitator here, who's part of the intelligentsia, thinks he's part of the intelligentsia, but he's also a jingoist. So while he's ostensibly on their side, primarily he's still, this is what he's looking to drive politically on his own. And colonization is one of these things. So colonial exploitation is a thing that he is for. And because he has joined this movement, he is actually using his popularity to boost the support of the movement. So you see here quite a bit actually of the support that the movement gets is from him specifically, and the rest from the industrialists, of course. Presidential republic. Victor Hugo really wants a presidential republic. I don't think so. So this is something we're going to have to keep an eye on because the radicalism of this movement is going to increase. And there's a lot of people that support republicanism in France, imagine, right?
Yeah, I never heard of anything such that. What happened to the war here?
Oh, yeah, right.
There was a war goal enforced.
It's going quite well.
But was the war goal enforced on Ottomans, you said?
Oh, I missed that. Let's see where. Oh, let's see where it's at. I mean, I don't know that the Ottomans had any war goals.
Yeah, it was popped up where you said the war goal enforced on Ottomans. Maybe it wasn't even us.
Yeah, it might have been someone else, but because they didn't add anything to my knowledge as part of the war. But yeah, I think this is just going well for me right now, because specifically because Constantine and honestly the Ottoman forces as well were a lot lower tech militarily than me. So you can see the offense and defense scores here. I'm doing quite well there. So this is not going to be hard for me to win here, but it's just going to take some time. I have had to send out. I didn't really want to do this.
Dryad here in chat says Ottomans and the two Sicilies got pieced out.
Yes, they did. But yeah, I missed why that happened. I think maybe they just didn't have anything to gain, and so they pieced out early. That's possible. I also didn't claim anything on them, so they didn't have anything to lose either. So yeah, I really just have to defeat Constantine here, and then I'm done. But it's gonna take a little while. They have pushed me into a weird kind of pocket here, or this. Yeah, they have.
So yeah, but we got a few questions, but yeah, there's not much happening to warfare in 1.3, is there?
In 1.3, there's maybe a couple bug fixes, but there's no big changes to the way that wars are fought. We are, of course, looking into some of the rough edges with the war system. We are going to be working on it, but it's not going to be coming out for 1.3. Specifically, one of the things that we're looking into right now is what we can do with the numerous fronts. Sometimes it's just a multitude of fronts appear, and it's so sudden that you don't really have a way to react to it. So that's something that we're looking into right now to try to stem that. But of course, it's going to be coming out once we resolve that sort of thing. That's going to be coming out in a free update, naturally. But yeah, not for 1.3. Yeah, here's an example. Right, we got two fronts here, and thankfully we have two generals, so they have split between the fronts. They're going to be doing fine on here, but this is, less than ideal. If you only had a single general there, for example, then you would lose one of those fronts pretty quickly. As it stands, though, I'm going to benefit from it because I get to have, two battles at the same time. So, I won. And Constantine is now eradicated. We can take a look at the conquest here. And we're not quite done yet, because this is still a part of this region, right? So now we have at least a way of getting to them, though. So we'll see if maybe we can take them without a war. And we're proceeding with colonial exploitation. It's going pretty slow, though. Grassroots support for the law. For whatever reason, support has spread like wildfires. Oh, that sounds good. And we can get 20% to the political movement support, which will also give us 20% to the success rate of the law, and increase boost for the armed forces. That's just in the French Low Countries. That would be nice. It goes all across France, but that would also be enormous. Let's do this one.
The glory of France is rising up.
The glory of France. The glory of France, indeed. Yes. But yeah.
So what exactly are we? Because we talked about last week how some content in Voice of the People doesn't show show up until later. So what is it we're waiting for? What is it specifically we're after here to show off, you say?
There's a few things. One of them is coups, which I think is likely to happen at some point. That isn't limited to France. That can happen in any country. But it is something that can happen when you have an interest group in government that is not happy with you, and you have certain permutations of laws and stuff like that. Then they can start to plot a coup. So that's something that might happen here at some point, especially as we proceed further into the monarchist issue. Later on, there's also the possibility for the Paris Commune to arise, and that's of course France-specific content.
Yeah. So just to clarify again, in case there are people who are not entirely familiar, so Voice of the People is an immersion pack. So the difference between immersion packs and expansions is that immersion packs aim to increase immersion of playing a specific country or region. And this is then, of course, focused on France. So what it adds when you have Voice of the People is that you will get this specific event at the beginning, as we did, where you get to pick who you want to support and what you want to fight for in France. And then you get a lot of new events and some specific ideologies for France. And then, of course, there's a number of mechanics that are global. That's not entirely to France, but yes, this immersion pack is very much made for people who want to play France. If you have no interest in playing France, you might not be entirely satisfied. But this of course also included in the Grand Edition. So if you have the Grand Edition, you will get this. The Grand Edition obviously promised from the beginning that it will include one music pack, one immersion pack, one expansion, and one art pack. And we already released a music pack. Now we release the immersion pack. Then you will get an art pack and an expansion as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am actually going to contradict you a little bit, Björn.
Okay.
I think that while it's absolutely true that you get the most value for money if you're playing France after you buy this, there's plenty of things also that that you will get access to as part of any country. Coups is one of them that I mentioned. That's Voice of the People specific content, but it's triggerable by any country, and you also get more interactions with agitators and exiles. We have actually said that the exile mechanic will be free as part of the 1.3 update, so that is not paywalled anymore. But there are some other things like, actually, what I meant to say, not the exile and agitator mechanic, but the character interactions. So abdicate the throne, which you can do if under certain circumstances you can force your head of state off the throne or your monarch off the throne. You can engage in royal marriages in some cases as well. So some of those things you will get access to as part of the immersion pack. And then, of course, like AI friends will still have access to the stuff, which will have knock-on effects on you.
I'm just saying that when you're paying for this, it's like what we imagine is like you're paying this because you get a lot of interesting things when you play for France. And if you are not playing France, you're missing out.
Yes. No, that is absolutely true. I mean, if you're allergic to France and you refuse to ever play France, then maybe this is not the pack for you, right? So that's definitely the case. But yeah, you do get a lot of value. Even art also is something that we've mentioned is part of the big part of the immersion pack kind of product. So here you get a new paper map, you get a new table. And we're looking into right now ways of customizing this as well, so that if you have a couple of these different sort of art assets themes, that you can choose which one you want.
Yeah, got a question here that a bit interesting. What buffs or what would Paris Commune bring to the game that we haven't seen before?
There is actually going to be a big dev diary on this tomorrow, and I'm not going to spoil it too much.
No, wait for the dev diary, people.
Yeah, it's it's basically something that can happen when you get a revolution in France under certain circumstances. Then you can get this Paris Commune, and the Paris Commune is its own country, and you can switch to playing that country, or you can just let it be something that's growing. In one of my coworkers' games the other day, I walked past and looked at a screen, and the Paris Commune had taken most of France and puppeted Denmark, which was unexpected. But yeah, so it's like an event chain, and also things that can then create and model the Paris Commune and the nature of it. But like, what laws do they have? And there's a number of historical characters as well that go along with that that particular journal entry. But yeah, check out the dev diary tomorrow, because Neon DT is going to go into more details on it there.
And the dev diary, of course, goes out tomorrow at 4 p.m. CEST, as per usual.
Yes. We have poor relations with these guys. It's going to take a long time. Maybe I should just conquer all of Algeria.
Do it. Conquer them.
Oh.
Conquer.
Now, is there a way...
Command and conquer, Mikael. Command and conquer.
Is there a way that I can somehow goad them into supporting each other so I can get them both in one diplomatic play, is the question. I mean, if I could do the opposite. I could start damaging relations with them. Make them more inclined to support their Mascaran brothers. But yeah, I really wanted to puppet them instead, but maybe that's not in the cards.
Oh. He really wants you to pick a new research.
Oh, I missed that as well. Yes, indeed. So I've been going pretty strong on military tech. And I think I want to continue on that route. Conscriptable battalions are always good to have in case of emergency. And this is fine. I can do that. Yeah, let's do that. Because I think the other stuff here is going to get to me eventually anyway, but I want to make sure that I'm at top of the game in military tech in Europe here, because I think that's going to come in handy.
Got a question. I think the answer is no, but I'm going to ask it to you anyway. Will it be renamed to the French Commune when Paris Commune liberates the whole of France?
No, I don't think we added a dynamic name for that. That's something could have done.
Oh, could have been fun.
Yeah. Oh, Victor Hugo again.
Man, Victor Hugo is really like, when is he going to go write his books? I wonder. He seems to be doing a lot of stuff, but no.
Exactly. Now this is a little interesting actually. This is I'm gonna talk about this for a minute. You see that this does not have the icon, right? The voice of the people icon, and that's because it's a free event included in the 1.3 update. So even though it's referencing like it's a new kind of event, it references a historical character and all that kind of stuff. That's why this is not marked. But this is a new event. It's just that if you don't have the DLC, then you're going to it's going to reference someone else, right? So in this case, this is an advanced. In either case, I'm gonna get bigger bonuses here. Ile-de-France gets more political strength. Okay, I think I can make that play. And Victor Hugo gets the trait Grifter.
What does that do for him?
So Grifter will give him minus 25 popularity. This is great. I love this because popularity basically is an agitator's power, if you will. So now you see, like, Victor Hugo has a lot of bonuses here, but Grifter is actually knocking him down a peg. So this gives him this makes it a little bit easier for me to deal with him if this presidential republic movement that he supports starts becoming more. I mean, it's extremely powerful, but it's thankfully not so radical yet. Intelligentsia, rural folk, and trade unions. This I showed a little bit last time, but this is something that comes quite in handy when you're looking at managing these movements. You can see here that the intelligentsia still has more loyalists than radicals. Definitely the case for the rural folk as well. They have most loyalists out of all interest groups in France right now, and the trade unions angry as usual.
Yeah, the armed forces also pretty angry. Although we're trying to.
Yeah, yeah, they're a bit mad. Maybe we want that. Maybe we want them to be a little mad. Maybe they can help us in a coup or something. Although right now they're too happy to do anything like that.
Boo.
Yeah. We have high military wages. We should probably stop doing that. Let's knock this back.
Reddy Gamster is asking, do you guys have any thoughts for DLCs in the future? Do you know what will come next after Voice of the People?
Yes.
And that is all we will say for now. No. You will have to wait patiently until we reveal. But yes, that's usually the case. Like we usually have like ideas. We always have ideas and etc. And in some cases more laid out plans. But yeah, of course, right now we're focusing on Voice of the People. Yeah. And yes, we're going to release more stuff in the future. And we already kind of know what we want to do first. So
yep.
Stay tuned.
Yep. No, absolutely. I mean, it's no secret what is part of the Grand Edition. So we know what's still outstanding. And that's an art pack. And it is a full-on expansion. So that's for sure the first stuff you're going to see. Now, what exactly you're going to see in them is something that we're gonna keep a little tight for a little bit longer. But that's what you have to look forward to in the imminent future. Fertilizer has been a problem for me, and I'm glad that I finally have some chemical plants up and running. I think my capitalists actually took the initiative to kickstart this. But it's not doing so hot.
Why are they unable to hire?
They are currently, they don't have the funds to hire anyone. I think what that means is that they actually can't afford to raise wages. They have pretty subpar wages.
Shall we subsidize them?
We could, but I really would like for buildings to be self-sustaining. I'm not paying a lot in subsidies, that's true. I could probably do that. But I think the key issue here is sulfur, because I know, oh, here we go, Colonial Exploitation. Thank you for that. Not a big bump in loyalists, and the radicals are starting to run away from me here.
Oh, no.
So,
I'm a bit frivolous with subsidies when I play this game. I was like, I can afford it. Here, have money. Everyone have money. I have so much money, you can have it all.
Yeah.
I also got a question if Mustafa Kemal will be an agitator in this update.
I don't actually know.
No.
I'm not sure.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
There's 60 of them, or 60 and few, I think. Over 60. I don't recall seeing him on the list, but I could be mistaken. But yeah, so it looks like the radicals are mostly driven by people being below expected standard of living, which is pretty bad because it's just going to keep being an issue for as long as I have this problem.
That's actually a good question. I'm not sure about this. Did we publish a full list of the agitators somewhere?
No.
No, but yeah, once you get your hands on it, it's not super hard to go into the game files and find your own list.
Of course, but I think it's not really a secret. It's probably something that we could put up on the forum.
Yeah, we should put. I will look into that as a community manager. That sounds like something that could be kind of cool community content. So yeah, good idea. We'll. I know that Pelle is hanging out in chat. Pelle, start working on a list of all the agitators. Sup. Oh, Pelle is awesome. Pelle is a hero. The hero we need, not the hero we deserve. Yes.
Yeah. So it looks like from just perusing the list here a little bit, peasants are actually doing just fine. It's laborers that's a problem, and yeah, it's an unemployment issue. So Poitou-Saintonge, is that how you pronounce that? That state simply does not have enough labor opportunities. Their subsistence farms are full. They have very few industries and not a lot of course, everything that I would expand here also, like wheat farms and livestock ranches that uses arable land will be taking away from the subsistence farms. So in terms of employing people, this is like a net plus minus zero for me. So what I really need to do to improve the situation with unemployment here is to construct industries, since the labor can be concentrated there. I think I'm gonna just smack out a couple furniture factories.
You can never have too many furnitures.
No.
Unless you live very small. If you have a small apartment, there is an argument that could be made that you could have too much furniture.
Also,
we can just ignore my ramblings.
What does Chad think of my construction? I mean, I usually run pretty low on construction, but I've seen some of you out there that are like, if you have less than 1,000, then you're not even playing the game. Do you think I have way too little? Do I need more?
Yes. You always like, if you ask me, you need more of something, I will always say yes. Okay. More. I want more of everything.
Right. Let's expand a bit. But we want to expand. This is also good because we can, of course, employ people to do construction in the places where we need more buildings. So let's do that then. So construction, we'll move these up. We'll start building 5,000 employment opportunities worth of construction sectors. And we'll go from there. But yeah, my capitalists are doing fine though, I think. Yeah, they're cranking out their arts academies.
I think you should build more industry in the capital here.
Yeah, they're building railways in the French West Indies. This is not really helping my situation with unemployment in France, guys.
Yeah, but like you building rails in the French West Indies, of course you want to be able to like go on a train cruise through the West Indies.
Yeah,
like.
That's the important.
That is important things in life.
Thing, yeah. Railways in Senegal. Yeah. But
they're complaining that you have too much money in the pool as well, in the investment pool. But yeah, we want to do some Scrooge McDuck here. Like we swim in it. We hoard it and then we swim in it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't get to swim in this. My capitalists get to swim in this. But yeah, this is a bit much right now. And but on the other hand, they're not exhausting their construction queue. So I think this is a matter of, like, I don't think that it would help much if or would it? Maybe it would. Maybe it would help a little bit if I expanded my construction. So, which I just did. So let's see how that goes. The construction sectors are hiring like crazy. Yeah, that's great. So 25,000 employment opportunities right there. Of course, it's going to cost me. a fair amount of money to employ all those people and pay for all of that. But I think it's gonna come back. But my budget is not looking hot. I think I need to balance
the budget.
out.
That's some grown-up stuff.
Yeah. Taxing liquor. Yeah. That looks good. That looks good.
Now you're going Swedish on me.
Let's do that. Surely that won't do anything bad to the radicals.
Nope.
So where are they? They are, yeah, of course, they are in the centers of unemployment. So this is the other place that needs more stuff. So I'm gonna expand some construction there.
I found bug that Napoleon II becomes general of Egypt. Where to report? Yeah, well, on the bug report forum, please. Forum.paradoxplaza.com, and then you go to Victoria 3, and then you have bug report forum.
But hey, I mean,
This
weird
old
French
history.
nationals becoming generals in Egypt is not. It's not exactly something that didn't happen. So
That's a feature, not a bug. Yeah.
might be. We are probably looking at another couple of years, assuming that my inside guy here is remaining in the armed forces. There are some different events that will pop as well while this is active and depending on what level it's at. So maybe it's going to heat up a little bit more now that we're getting close. So we'll see. Algeria, doing fine. But yeah, it is taking such a long time. And that's with my bonuses. So, but yeah, I'm hurting relations with these guys in an attempt to pull them in. Let's see what would happen.
We have about 20 minutes left if you want to go for if you want to trigger some coups and stuff, like some action.
Yeah, it's coups are not actually looking likely to happen at the moment. I think I would need to aggressively piss off the Catholic Church now if I wanted to have a chance of that happening.
We could do this next week as well. Continue and try to trigger some coups.
I'll just get to a point where it seems likely that a coup will happen, just to show that mechanic off for you. But yeah, let's try to do this in the last 20 minutes then. I still don't know that this is going to cause Aitabas to join in. Where are they? Here. Yeah, of course I can't sway them, but I also don't think that they are foolish enough to try to oppose me. But we need to mobilize some troops. I am going to go with... Yeah, this is a guy I used before. I feel like I have a lot of unused troops. Yeah. I need a new guy in Occitania.
What do we want?
Oh, they're all with the armed forces. Excellent. Let's just go with this guy.
What? I like the other guy who was cruel and aggressive.
Yeah, this guy was experienced. So, and a political operator. Maybe I can put him on the throne at some future point. But let's give him enough rank to command all of his troops, mobilize him, and send him down here.
That guy was climbing the what do you call it, like the career ladder really quick.
Yeah, he did. So, conquer Algiers. We want to conquer not just Algiers. We also want to conquer Oran. And we want to make this a primary demand.
A lot of people seems fascinated by Britain's exploits in Morocco.
Yeah. What's going on here? They are a Dominion of Great Britain. That's a thing. That's a thing they could be. Oh, what's happening now? All right.
A lot of red stuff.
We have some inactive trade routes. And also explosives. Yeah, it's a little bit of... Okay, so and we also have an obligation owed to us by Greece that's going to expire soon. Greece, why don't you come and help me in Algiers? But I guess you're not going to do that.
What exactly can we push out of this obligation, I wonder?
Let's see, actually, what we can do. So we can...
They don't want to be a protectorate, sadly enough.
We can't even do that. No. We have not been focusing on them at all. But I think maybe if I actively did trading with them, we could at least get a trade agreement out of this. Let's see, what do they have or need? They need nothing. Greece, come on. Can't trade services because you can't trade services.
They're very cheap paper.
Let's can we sell them some liquor? I am I'm right clicking on it thinking that I can establish an export route that way, but I cannot. We can in a development build.
There. There's a boost.
Yeah. So we can in a development build, and that's where I'm getting that from. So that's coming to you eventually. But let's
learning the secrets here.
Yeah. Let's try that. We'll start selling them some booze. And now, yeah, of course. So now we can propose a trade agreement, assuming that we go with this obligation, and that is going to increase our relations as well. So let's do that. May as well use it for something. There's an input good shortage of explosives.
Yeah, because the British one didn't.
Yeah.
Who can we import from?
Prussia. Absolutely not. No.
Well,
I am not going to make the Prussian chemical plants extra profitable with making explosives. That is a bad use of trade. Let's
the Prussians have never done anything wrong with any kind of military material.
No. Let's do this instead. Let's see if I
the chat really wants you to, though.
No, I won't. Sorry, chat. I listen to you for a lot, but not for that. I can make my own explosives. I just need to divert some fertilizer.
Yeah. What about our chemical plants? Do they produce explosives?
Yeah. Now they do. Now they do. So we'll make a few more of these that are just making fertilizers, but Provence is doing fine now with making explosives. I should have done that a long time ago. How's our diplomatic play? Nobody is supporting you. I'm so sorry, Mascara. You're gonna get it. Now I made a mistake.
Ooh, what
because
happened?
I actually have 2 fronts here, and I only defended one of them. So I'm gonna at least take this guy and send him down to defend here, at the very least. And then I'll lead my campaign out of this front here. And now I am pretty sure this is not going to take long.
There seems to be quite the numerical advantage here.
Yeah. Oh, they're attacking me, and I'm defending with no one. And I'm still winning. Like I'm defending with without a general. Just
you can't blame them though. Like they had to do something. Like this was their only shot, I guess.
And there we go. We are definitely gonna win this one. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Mascara actually. Oh, I actually lost that war or that battle. But I think I am still going to rapidly expand across the rest of it. So I am fine. The issue now is going to be this guy. Because I do not have... I mean, I can just attack him. I think I can do that after. What's my infamy score? It's I'm not at the point where it's just a number yet, right? It's actually going to matter a little bit, so maybe I should cool it a bit with my infamy. There has been an election.
Ooh, the Republican Union.
Yeah, they're always strongest, but I think it's fine. I think I can make a pretty good alliance of the other ones.
Party of Order sounds a bit ominous to me.
Well, it's the landowners and the Catholic Church. What would they call themselves? But this is bad. These are not good options. This is not what I wanted at all.
Oh, no.
And this is because, almost certainly because of how the election panned out, right? For example, this one. Oh, no, it's because these guys are really incompatible with each other. So, okay.
Jesus Christ.
I can try this. Okay, let's do it. Because I really don't want to fall below contested at this point in time. I don't need more radicals. I already have enough. And at least the war's over. And we're not enacting anything right now. So let's see what happens. We still have some stuff that we're constructing, but not much. So I need some more tooling workshops. And why am I there? Let's try that. But I think that is not unlikely. Oh, there's a gold rush in French Guiana.
Ooh.
Nice.
Gold.
That's what I want to do.
So what does a gold rush do?
Gold rush will do one of two things. First of all, it means that they have found some gold fields there. And gold fields, if you haven't encountered gold fields before, they basically produce a non-good called gold. It doesn't actually stay in your market. It just gets converted into money immediately. And it adds some minting and a bunch of urbanization. Importantly, what this also does is it makes it so that the people who work here, shopkeepers and laborers, they're the ones that get all of the money from the sale of this gold. So nobody else gets this. Eventually, though, the gold field is going to be depleted, which means that it turns into an opportunity to build a gold mine there. But that's a lot less efficient and can be exploited normally by landowning aristocrats or industrial capitalists, right? But as far as this event option goes, it means that I will get migration attraction regardless. But do I want more or a little bit less and better throughput on the buildings? I don't actually want people to move there so much, so I'm going to go with this one. It is going to increase the productivity even more, which will make those people very wealthy for a while until the gold fields deplete and they have to go back to their regular jobs. And then their big paycheck is coming to an end.
Go back to
but
can't you make gold fields government owned and just like seize it?
No. Maybe we should add that. Just take it away from them. French Constantine has been raided. Yes, we looked at this last time. I don't think we want to blame this guy. Yeah, actually. So. Yeah, I don't really care for his traits, and he supports the rural folk. Let's blame him.
Do it.
He goes away. And okay, all right. Things are surprisingly stable in government right now. Not so much here that my loyalists are dropping. And the trade unions and Victor Hugo is still going on about their republic. Foreign manifesto. Popular with the movement to enact homesteading. So this exile is supporting and is endorsing this movement, and we can either make it more radical, which we don't want, because we don't want homesteading, or we can give him more support. We'll give him more support, as long as you don't become more radical. Because homesteading is a new law in 1.3. And what it will do is it will give the rural folk more political strength, which I don't really care for. And it will unlock homesteading and free peasants. And that will basically increase the number of farmers, more subsistence output on subsistence farms. But it will basically take away the ability to exploit the farmers because they actually own the land, and also make the rural folk stronger. I don't want this. I've seen too many countries fall to revolution when they try to enact this, so that's not where I want to go. It would be a good opportunity to do it with the rural folk in power, but no. That is not where France is going. France is going towards Bonapartism. But they're not. Why? Because my guy is not in government anymore.
Boo.
So I'm sitting there at 95. What will happen if I just say, the armed forces should... No, that's so bad.
Yep.
But we only need him in there for a few months.
But why didn't you? If you had picked that option?
I can absolutely do that. But that is now such a big change that I'm gonna lose 370,000 loyalists. That's
gain 100,000.
Very, very bad. If I reset that and I just move this guy in, I'm not gonna lose anyone because I'm not ejecting anyone from government, right? If I eject these guys, they're going to be mad because it's outside of an election or post the election. But if I just introduce this guy, it's just my legitimacy that's going to suffer. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that just for a little bit. And I just realize I'm swimming in money because I'm not building anything right now. Let's remove the consumption tax.
Let's boost to everyone.
We can even reduce taxes.
Now they're going to be happy.
Just to compensate for the poor government. The legitimacy went up.
Woohoo.
That is probably good. It could be because I reduced taxes to the amount that I did. We have a mechanic, right, where the attraction of interest group in government is reduced if you have high taxes. So it might be that reducing the taxes.
You just got a new king as well, I think.
Did I know?
Maybe that had something to do with it.
But it's another Orleanist.
Yep. But maybe that had something to do with the government thing.
Because I haven't done... No, and it hasn't happened yet. So I think we just retired. But now... the Bonapartist restoration. Donning the robes and regalia of his antecedent, Napoleon the Great, Louis Napoleon Bonaparte, crowns himself Emperor of France in a grand ceremony in the Notre Dame Cathedral. Do we want to long live the House of Bonaparte or the Emperor Louis Napoleon? So either way, I'm going to get another journal entry, House of the Rightful Claimant, which lets me cement the Bonapartist dynasty into the fabric of France. And this one will give him more popularity, or we will get more approval from the devout or the Catholic Church, the landowners, and the armed forces. So
I never say no to a good person
yeah,
cult.
I think cult of personality, absolutely. Yeah. That's where we're going with this.
And also, we're running out of time, so I think that might actually be a very good breaking point. Now we have restored the great House of Bonaparte to the French throne.
Yep.
We have achieved one of our primary goals. The flag changed, you can see. Now we got the new glorious Imperial France flag here.
Indeed. There we are. Next time we're going to have to do something about our legitimacy and maybe make sure that we don't get cooed by the rural folk.
Folk. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining us today. This what we've been streaming today is Voice of the People, the upcoming Immersion Pack for Victoria 3, releasing May 22nd, up for pre-order right now. Tomorrow we're gonna have a big fat dev diary on
the French content
or
actually all of the paid content in the Voice of the People.
Because a lot of the things you've seen here today has been part of 1.3 as well. So a bunch of stuff is free and a bunch of stuff is in paid Immersion Pack. So releasing May 22nd. Pre-order now. If you have the Grand Edition, you don't have to. You already kind of pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
I've been Björn. This is Mikael, community manager, game director. And now we're going to leave the shares here for glorious Ben. I'm not sure what they're going to do now in the space show, but I'm sure it's going to be something really cool. So stay tuned. And I noticed that some people have noticed the hot ones thing. Jesus Christ.
Hopefully not that. Yeah.
Everybody, thank you. And if you have more questions, post it on the forum.paradoxplaza.com. There's a link keeps popping up, or the Discord server. Also a good place to ask questions. And we see you next week. Same time, I hope. Unless Ben comes and says something that we can't.
Something different.
Are we streaming next week too?
I think so. We need to continue
First time
this.
hearing of it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Streaming next week, folks.
Cool beans.
Same place, same time.
Yeah.